in my oh
Yep.
okay, I
We're
think we're
good.
cool.
Right.
Yeah, and all my I've been doing a lot of writing this week, obviously, as we do.
For a change. Yeah.
um, and I was kind of like looking into how I've kind of gone on all these like drinking binges and whatnot over the summer and or I mean for a while now, but kind of kind of got more to usually starts with me like going to a bar, and I started thinking about that, and it's like why is it that I can like go to a bar and I'll like hit on a bunch of girls and I could give a fuck what they say, like whether they're into it or not. Because I was like trying to think about why it's so hard for me to ask this girl out that I'm interested in,
Mhm.
and why I get so awkward and nervous. And so I'm like the drinking totally makes sense because it's like I can be like either I can be like I was super drunk. I totally get why she wasn't into me
Oh,
with
exactly.
with the rejection, or um, what is it? Either I'm too drunk, or like I'm drunk, so I don't give a fuck if she's not into me.
Well, and again, we'll go back to like, okay, drinking is going to start. Why? Because your insecurity, or be able to talk, or to talk to like somebody that you like. Okay, that's where you start.
Okay,
Then when you start drinking, well, then you're going to feel better because numbing like those insecurities. So
right.
you're going to be able to talk, but because of the insecurity that you have.
Well, can I add on a little bit
Yeah, of course, yeah, yeah.
because I'm quite comfortable talking to just about like everyone now, including attractive girls. But it's like this one particular one that I'm
Yes,
interested in. Then all of a sudden, it's like I I like turn into a
that's it.
different fucking person. I guess I turn into my 15-year-old self is
Yeah,
if
exactly.
I'm to take a step back.
Yeah, whatever the insecurity started, and why the insecurity started. So you're still living as like your 15-year-old self.
In that moment,
In that one,
yes.
yeah. And again, why? Because that's the woman, that's the girl that definitely like you feel like they have feeling for, or like if you feel more, stronger about. But what you were saying, okay, so all right, so you drink, you're gonna feel a bit better because you're less insecure and you'll be able to talk. But the problem is that those insecurity tells you what? I mean, she's not gonna be interested anyway. Then yeah, you're gonna get drunk and drunker and drunker, and then yeah, obviously give you the excuse, oh, she's not interested because I was drunk.
Well, I'm
But that's
decently
how it started.
successful at the bar.
That's how it started. It started like, oh, this girl is no way she's gonna be interested in me because out of my league because whatever insecurity you have. Then
Right.
you drink. Then you're able to talk to her. But at the core, you're starting from she's not gonna be interested anyway. So then you're gonna make an ass of yourself, or
That's
and at the end,
happened.
you're right. She's not interested.
That's happened.
Every time it's like in addiction, that's the same thing for me. It's like I mean, obviously, like help you out to make you feel better about yourself, so you can do stuff or numbing whatever is in place. That I mean, you don't. I mean, we go back to the same thing: peace of mind.
Yeah.
So you feel much better when you drink, and the drinking. I mean, the alcohol is definitely like give you like a better idea, if you want, or what people like definitely like are holding in, and what insecurity is. That's why you see like the beauty of like when people start drinking. You see the progression. Everything is fine. It's all happy, and then you drink. I mean, then you're gonna have like the "I love you," you're gonna, and then you're gonna have the anger. Usually, the anger is the last thing that's gonna come out, basically, when you back out. But you can see like a range of emotion going through, like depending what people be holding in. Uh,
Yeah.
that's like, but then
That'd be a
that's
great case study, right?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's like when I go out and all that. I mean, depending where I'm at, especially that's why I observe. If you want, I'm like, okay. It doesn't matter if it's friend. I mean, we go out in a group of friends and all that, or like even observing, like watching and observing like people that are in a bar, in a restaurant, whatever. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same thing. It's like it's like I mean, on the alcohol aspect of it. I mean, with your experience, with my experience, that's the same thing because we do it exactly. That's the same process for everybody.
Yeah.
And depending on what emotion is there, where you go. No, it's like, okay, everything is fine. I love you, man. Fuck you, my brother. Man, I can't believe it. And then at the end, fuck you, fuck everybody. And then it's like, no shit, the anger come out.
Yeah.
And then when you wake up in the morning, whatever feelings you have, because the insecurity is going to kick in now. Or my anxiety, so shit, what happened yesterday, I don't remember. I mean, then I make an ass of myself and all that. All those feelings that you have, that's the insecurity, or how people are going to think, or how people see you now. I think about you or judge you, if you want. But that's the same insecurity that was at the beginning, before you start drinking.
Yeah.
It's like you go full circle.
Yeah.
Insecurity is going to be connected to whatever. Then you start drinking, so you're not feeling as insecure. But at the end, when you wake up, the insecurity is going to be back in your face.
It's like a loop on a roller coaster.
Yeah, but then it's why, so you can understand why you started drinking in the first place.
Yeah.
But people don't see it like that, because, I mean, most of, like, especially in the addiction aspect of it, I mean, they think the drinking, I mean, the alcohol is the problem. The alcohol is not a problem. The alcohol is a solution to the problem. Why you're drinking is the problem. I mean, and that's connected to,
Exactly.
like, what we call the underlying issue, connected to, like, what, the insecurity and obviously, like, anxiety, depression, and all that. And that's going to come up when you drink. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of it. When you understand it, you look at it. Oh my God, it makes totally more sense. And that's what I'm always
But
said. I mean, the addiction is not the
it,
problem. The addiction is the solution to your problem.
yeah, I mean, I get that. I'm thinking more with like like I feel secure in almost like in most aspects of my life now. But like I don't know. It's just I don't know why it's so fucking terrifying to ask a girl out.
Yeah, okay. I mean, again, why?
Yeah.
Because, like you said, because you, like, at that place when, like, you have feelings, or like stronger feelings, or whatever you want to call it. Because, I mean, you're interested, and then obviously, like, if you say no, it's gonna be more hurtful because you're interested. So it's better not to ask her out, because in your mind she's gonna say no anyway. Now the problem I have with that, and like I said,
I actually wrote that.
yeah,
I
the problem
actually wrote
again, we
in
go
my
back to, like,
last one.
but
I'm like, at least if I don't know, I don't know.
but like then
It's just crazy the amount of anxiety I feel.
but then you're still lying to yourself, because you do know. That's why you don't ask her out.
Fucker.
You understand? It's like I
I
said.
understand.
But again, we go back to, like, I know, I think we talk about that. I don't remember if we could talk about that in one of our recording. The fear of the unknown. That's
Yeah.
another myth. If you're afraid of the unknown, it's because you already know what the unknown is going to be. Fearful. So it's not unknown. You know what I mean? People are, oh, I'm afraid of the unknown. Well, no, if you're afraid of it, it's not unknown. It's whatever you're projecting on this unknown to be. That's why you're going to be afraid. Because if not, I mean, there's no reason to be afraid. The same way,
Can you
okay, I don't
can
want
you
to
give
ask.
like a can you give like an example of that?
Well, I mean, the future tripping. Oh, I'm afraid, like, I mean, I'm fearful that, I mean, I might relapse. But if you're afraid that you might relapse, it's because you already think you're going to relapse. So obviously, you're going to be afraid of it. But then, the unknown. It's not unknown, because in your mind, it's like, okay, I might relapse. Okay, good. And it's not unknown. You're projecting the fact that you're going to relapse, which is going to create fear because of whatever happened when you relapse, when people relapse. I mean, but it's not the unknown. At the mind aspect of it, subconsciously, you're already projecting, oh, that's going to happen. Go back to your example, which might be a little more. Okay, good. I like this girl, but I'm afraid of asking her out. And why are you afraid? That she's going to say yes, or that she's going to say no? And then that's the trick, because it might be a combination of both. If she say no,
I'm a little
that confirmed that, okay, you were right, that you're, like, not good enough, not pretty enough, not smart enough. But if she said no, then there's more pressure on you to do that. Oh shit, is she gonna find out what I think of me, and then agree with me that no? Well, I mean, you understand? I mean, we talk
I,
about a mind fuck. I don't
I
know how many
do
people. That's the mind fuck crazy that we'll go through like 24/7.
I
You're
do.
not even aware of it.
I wrote about that too.
Okay.
I'm just like, what? Fucking then say she says yes, like, fuck, I got like 10 years of wow. You
Yeah.
know, like
It's more pressure. That's what people think. Okay, that's the failure aspect. Oh, I'm afraid of failing. No, you're not. Failing, you're comfortable with because that's what you've been doing all your life. But you're
I'm
afraid of
pretty
like being
comfortable there.
successful because we're successful. Oh my God! I mean, can I handle the pressure? And the press is totally the opposite of whatever you used to. I mean, so that you get yourself out of like whatever you identify yourself. Oh, I'm a failure. Okay, good. Then obviously you're not going to be successful. But then people think, oh, it's because I'm afraid of failing that I'm not going to take chances. No, you're not taking chances because you're afraid of success.
Mm.
Failure, you're comfortable. Failure is basically what you're like already planning on. That's why you don't ask that girl out. Because you're going to fail. You're going to fail because she's going to say no, or you're going to fail because she's going to say yes. Which one is going to create more pressure? If she said no, oh yeah, no, oh, that hurt. But that you're comfortable. That's what you know. Now, if she say yes, oh my God, is she going to find out how messed up I am? I mean, crazy or like or whatever way we judge ourselves. That's the social anxiety, like a problem, if you want. The social anxiety come from what? You are afraid of them judging you the way that you judge you.
Yes.
That's why you're afraid of being with them.
Right. It's like I'm in my mind they already know it.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna try anything you can to like hide it, which make you even more weird when with people because you're gonna shut down. You're gonna talk. You're not gonna talk. Which I know. I mean, I have personal experience with that too. And then you don't talk to anybody in your corner because oh my God, I mean, I'm not gonna make any noise,
Yeah.
so I'm not noticed. And then obviously I'm invisible, so they're not gonna judge me the way I think they're gonna judge me if they notice me, right? And that creates some anxiety. And then what? And then you start drinking or whatever people do. Oh, it's a bit better. And then you're like, well, progression of like the drinking and of the way that the alcohol affect us. And then okay, and then what happened? What happened? Happened. I mean,
You're hanging from the chandelier.
well, yeah. Or you're running outside naked. Well, one of the the other could be. Because then you're very comfortable.
Either way, it's success.
At the end, yeah. Oh shit! I made an ass of myself again. Yeah. But then, oh, what's wrong with me? Well, you're so insecure that at the end, it's like you need like so much like whatever alcohol, whatever it is, to help you out with. Then obviously the other side is gonna come up because at the end you have to be right. And then you're gonna be a disappointment. You're gonna be disgusted. You're gonna be like everything that's connected to like what starts you up on the drinking.
Exactly. And I mean after I wrote I guess the one I described, I wrote one to the ego.
Mm-hmm.
And I let the ego speak, and wow.
Oh.
Yeah, there it was. You know, like what, like, it's just like, holy shit, that's what's going on in my subconscious. Or, I mean, I guess
the mind,
it was like, I mean, the things that were being said about myself, like, I wouldn't say to my worst enemy, you know, it's just like, fuck me, man.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I mean, I went through that too. That's why I realized
but it's like weird because I feel good, you know, like I'm happy, but it's like that's still in there.
But
that's
again,
still in there.
Don't forget. I mean, you'd be like working. Also, it's not like we started today. I mean, it's like you've been working on yourself for some time now too. So obviously, as you move forward, and well, man, you're gonna feel better. As you move forward, you're gonna see also like how much stuff that we're carrying on the conditioning aspect of it that made us believe that we were something that actually you realize you're not.
Yeah.
But that's why it takes time. That's why it's a process aspect of it. And that's why it's called, I mean, it's a process like awakening. Awakening to what? Awakening to everything that you're realizing now about yourself.
Yeah.
And then obviously to change all that. But I mean, so the transition aspect of it, yeah, you're going to be moving. I mean, what we're looking for, we do all the work for what? So you can find a peace of mind. No problem. The more you find peace of mind, the more you're going to be also aware of everything that bothers your peace of mind that you need to remove so you can actually get back to like peace of mind. And that's why the back and forth that we see. Everything is fine. I feel much better. And then, oh my God, now I have like this problem. I feel much better. I feel more comfortable, but I still have a problem asking this girl out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that means what? Insecurity is still there. No, it doesn't go away by itself. It's just a process, and you're facing it. You make effort to like actually face it, like, and then do whatever it takes to remove it. And you know when you don't know when you're there. Why? Because I mean, asking that girl out won't be a problem anymore. It doesn't matter if she's gonna say yes or no.
It's right. It won't even be like. I guess like with other girls, I like totally flirt, but I'm not that like into them.
Well,
Maybe
that's
or whatever. But it's also it's almost like I've like removed a bunch of layers of insecurity. Like
Yeah.
I've removed like a lot of them and left like the whopper for last.
Yeah.
And then what's also weird is like I've had a bunch of like very attractive, pretty cool girlfriends in my life. Yeah. And I'm 45 years old and this is still fucking there.
Yeah, because the core issue, that's what I'm saying, the core issue is always going to be the one that's going to trigger first until you recognize it and you know what to do to get yourself out of it. Which again, when you see that girl, whatever insecurity is going to come up, you're more aware of it. And that's for you to be able to like, hey, I'm okay. Hey, I want to take the chance just to take the chance so I can break that pattern. And if she say yes, she say yes. If she said no, she say no. And the truth is what? Okay, if you whatever, either way, at least you find facts. You're not staying like in the virtual reality of your mind that tells you, okay, don't do that because it's gonna be bad. And then you don't know. If you don't ask, the answer is a no. Okay? If you ask, well, then we got 50-50. But if you don't ask, it's because, I mean, you stay stuck at the no.
It's a definite no. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a definite no.
And then, you're going to tell me, yeah, but I'm afraid of like the unknown if I ask her. Again, there's no unknown because you're already thinking she's going to say no. That's why you don't ask her in the first place. Oh, you're afraid she's going to say yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. Either way, it's like, okay.
You're just afraid.
It's not an unknown. The fear is still there. And if there's fear, it's because you're expecting that's something to go like in one way or the other if you want, and the responsibility that you take.
I might even be expecting it to go either way, just to go bad both ways.
Yeah, that's why I realized myself in my life. I mean, I always said, okay, I'm afraid she's going to say no, and I realized, no, I'm afraid she's going to say yes. Oh, really? Yeah, because then it's like, oh shit. I mean, I have to like do everything I can to like change so she doesn't realize how much of a mess I am. I mean, so which one can create more pressure? Yes, because no, I'm fine. All right, good. I have to like, change. Well, I don't have to be afraid that she's going to find out. I mean, the way I think about myself or the way I feel about myself. So the truth was, okay, her saying yes create more pressure.
In some ways, it does.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, it does. It's just because, like, I mean, I think people are probably more understanding than I am than the way how poorly I judge my past. It's not like a fucking.
I mean, it's yourself.
Yeah,
the past is part of yourself. Yeah. And that's the main problem. That's why the work is like you with you.
Yeah.
Okay, that girl doesn't matter. I mean, it's not her things. It's whatever she's triggering in you. And that's what you work on. Situation, people, it's not important. What's important is what's triggering you. Then you work on what's triggering you, and you like clean up. I mean, definitely like remove what needs to be removed, moving more and more from like to the place of peace of mind, and then it's a totally different perception.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh my God! And you see like exactly the same thing, except it's totally different.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I mean, reading and I mean listening about alignment and all that. I mean, that's basically what most of the teacher like talk about. Nothing changed, but everything is different. Now I understand it better because I mean I'm not saying like no, but I mean I can see that in my personal life, like seeing things that everything is the same, except no, my vision and my perception is totally different. I
Hmm.
see that mostly in my relationship for sure, because I mean my wife, okay, I mean she's still the same, still doing like doing what she does and all that. But if you come in from the place, okay, I mean she doesn't want to be with me, and then you're gonna see everything as a proof that she doesn't want to be with me. When you open up the door to she wants to be with me, she's still like doing whatever she does, whatever. I mean, during the day, wake up, go and get her coffee, whatever. Go to work, come home and cook, don't cook, but doesn't matter. Sitting on the couch, maybe watching TV. But if you're coming up from like the angle of like she doesn't want to be with me, well, everything is gonna be used as proof that she doesn't want to be with me. Now,
Like the smallest.
her behavior is the same. Oh, yeah, okay. She wake up. Okay, she's gonna get her coffee. Oh yeah, she didn't look at me, so she doesn't want to be with me. Even though like she doesn't look at me when she's gonna get her coffee. But if I want to prove myself that she doesn't want to be with me, well, I'm gonna use everything that she doesn't want to be with me. And then when you go from the other angle, well, nothing changed. You still wake up and do like a routine. But it doesn't affect me because no, that's to prove that she wants to be with me. That's the way she is. I accept her the way she is, but I don't take it personal. Back to the not taking it personal.
Yeah.
And that's up to you too. I mean, because that's your choice to like actually, am I going to take it personal or not? But you have to be aware because we don't even like realize it. So
It,
those core issues are still there bothering us, and we have to look at it and see it and catch it so we can change it. Because yeah, if not, it doesn't matter how old you are. I'm 55. I mean, it's the same thing. Unless like I can see the parent aspect of it and teaching it and all that. I mean, I can still see the pattern in my life. Should I know better? Well, yeah, I'm teaching it, but it's still I have to face it. What can I say? In your perception, you're always right. So it's easy to see it in you, and that's the beauty also because whatever I see in you remind me. I mean, remind me like stuff in me too. So that's so the work aspect of it. You're helping me become a better person, and the same way I'm helping you become a better person.
right. It's.
So if you want, everybody is a student and teacher. If you understand
I
that.
would say so.
Exactly. But
I
you have
would
to
say
understand
so.
it. Because if not, you're coming from the place, okay, I know everything. And you're right. You know everything. And then it's like, well, what do you know? I mean, and then obviously, well, you don't know what you don't know. And that's the thing that come back and kick you in the ass, right? So that's like the beauty of it when you understand all that. Yeah, definitely. And then you use everything from the outside on the concept of the illusion. I mean, to help you, like, work on yourself. And yes, you're gonna take it personal. Yes, you're gonna be judging. Yes, yeah, it doesn't matter. You still keep working until like, okay, peace, peace, peace. And at a certain level, basically, you're more at peace. And then everything changed. The perception for sure changed. I mean, and falls. And like I said, that's the most amazing thing because then you're like, how did I see that the way I did see it before?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what's wrong with me? I'm insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say on the membrane. That's basically I know it is. I mean, it's like and it's not new. I mean, but then you realize, I mean, oh my God, it's like totally like the opposite of what I see now. And then and you think about, okay, did something change? No, she's still the same. No, her routine is the same, except it's totally different.
Right. I
So
think.
who changed? Her or me? I mean,
Yeah.
me. And we see like that's what basically the teaching aspect. You change, they change. But
It's.
not because they change, it's because you change. And all right, so that's the beauty of it, and that's also the curse of
it,
it.
it I remember. I think it was like early on. You told me you should be like. I can't remember exactly how you said it, but like be grateful for whatever triggers you on the outside, like because it's an opportunity
Yes,
to become more free.
exactly. Like,
And then like at first I was like, fuck that. Like, or I mean it was just more like, God, it sucks when that happens, but
yeah,
like I've been trying to be really aware of that lately. Just like when I notice myself, like I'm just like, oh, thank you. When I find myself like
And again,
getting
obviously,
annoyed, I say like thank you, and then I'm like now I have something else to work on.
well, yeah, because again, but at the same time, you just like also like kind of reboot at the brain because you're so used to like react a certain way.
Right.
So okay, somebody's gonna piss you off. Okay, you're going to like piss you off and like anger and all that, and ruminating about like okay, what's wrong with that person, taking it personal and whatever has been triggering you.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, thank you very much.
Yes.
Without opportunity to but as you know, obviously, like this is the goal to get to the place where you can see positive in every negative, and the positive in every negative is the opportunity to remove this negative, so you can move more and more into the positive. But Nick, as you know, most of the people who work with me know, when it's triggered, oh yeah, sure, thank you. I know. I mean, fuck it. When it's triggered, you're all afraid, man. That's the thing. Yeah, you'll get out of it, and you'll get out faster because now we know we're gonna work on it. But hey, it's not present. I mean, we don't want to talk about what happened earlier, but I mean, okay,
Yeah.
when it's triggered, it's triggered. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you. Oh my God, it's so great. Go and give her a hug and all that shit. I mean, then it's like, oh yeah, thank you for the
Yeah.
opportunity.
The
Really?
timing was
Yeah, right,
at that moment.
right. I mean,
I
so
mean,
yeah, that's the goal. That's why we work on paper.
but I mean to like show that there is progress. Like
Yeah.
I work in the tip business, right? So like sometimes I would let like I would let one shitty tip like fuck up like hours. Like one shitty tip, you know? It's just like and then like we've been working on this and then you gave me a little saying,
Yeah.
it's great. That's great. So I've been using it a lot and it's like now it's like doesn't I don't really feel affected by it.
So
So
yeah,
like it's pretty short
we,
time
we,
frame.
we use the opposite of whatever is expected by you in your mind.
But it's
Because what's
just
expected, are gonna have a shitty tip. So okay, I can start a rumination of like projecting on them, which obviously is connected to your insecurity and your self worth, which is gonna be kicking like at one point or the other. I'm not good enough, and then okay, my life sucks and all that. No, I go back to the same rumination aspect of it. So we use the opposite of that, like you said. Oh, it's great. Your brain is like, what the heck? What just happened there? No. Remember, we need to go back into like pity party and poor me. I mean, no, it's
right.
great. No. It's not, and then that's like we kind of like a reboot, if you want. I don't know what on the computer aspect of it, but
I
like
think that's right.
we're sending a program. I mean, we're sending a saying, if you want. That's totally the opposite of what the pattern is.
Yeah.
And it's like it shocked the whole system, if you want. I mean, like, oh shit, wait.
It does. But I mean when you pointed that out to me, it was just like and then I'm like, gosh, how many hours have I wasted on this?
I see.
And it's just like
Hours, weeks, months, years.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, again, I mean, hey,
Oh
that's
my
part of that.
God, man. And it's just like it doesn't change anything. So what's
No.
the point really in doing it?
Well, the point is just that's how you've been conditioned.
Right.
And that's
I
it.
guess I guess seeing that is like kind of it can be shocking at times
Yeah,
and upsetting a little bit
of
too.
course. Disgusting and all that. When you start
That's
looking at yourself and seeing everything that you've been doing and your parent aspect of it and all that. Yeah, obviously it's not going to be pleasant. But I mean, that's what you need to be done if you want to like actually start having more freedom into whatever choice you want for your life, instead of running from the program aspect of it, which is part of the conditioning. That's what the ego is for me. The ego is just the conditioning. But
Yeah.
the ego is not bad, if you want, as like an enemy of us. No, it's been conditioned to think and feel a certain way. And then, okay, I mean, like any computer, I mean, you might not like the program that the computer is running, and you can definitely scream at the computer as much as you want, or like change computer. The computer is not the problem. The program that the computer is running, that's the problem. I mean, and that's the same thing
Right.
we do.
Right.
We're yelling at the computer. No?
Right.
The brain is just a computer. That's what I like when on the psychology aspect of it. I mean, oh, what's wrong with the brain? Nothing.
It's perfect.
Exactly. Running the program that's in it. No, there's something wrong because see, the program is not what I want. Yeah, the program is not what you want, not the computer.
Exactly.
But how are you going to change that? You have to understand how, like, I mean, programming starts, and like, and like do the work it takes to like actually like remove and replace. So that's like again the concept like working on the past. I mean, the past in this moment, if you want, whatever negative is going to come up, we know it's coming from the past. So that's it. You like that's the removing aspect of it. And then as we do, okay, I know, like, okay, what do I want for my life? Let's start really like bringing some consciousness, if you want, into what you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main problem with people. How many people think about that? I mean, how many times like, hey, what do you want?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Why? Because your parents made decision for you. So obviously you don't know. Make a decision for your life. I mean, I mean, not you, I mean,
Yeah.
personal, but I'm saying, I mean, most of the time, it's what happens. We grow up and we make decision for what? Who tell us that's good, that's bad.
I definitely, I've followed what I was supposed to do, and like all of a sudden I'm like 28 years old, and I'm just like, this is not, no, like this is not okay.
But
This is
again,
if this is what life is supposed to be, life is fucked.
yeah, okay. But again, we'll go back to that. I mean, at one point you have to realize what you realize, which is what the awakening means.
Mm-hmm.
And stop thinking. Stop thinking for yourself.
Yeah.
Again, if you don't think for yourself, somebody else does. And we know that growing up and all that, our parents who raised us, and they raised us the best that they think, like, they think was the best way to raise us, if you want. It's not, they did the best they could, but they're conditioned themselves. So whatever,
Right.
that's the genealogy programming, that, the sin of the father in the Bible, like, in the parent aspect, that being passed into like the next generation.
And then
So
until someone actually looks at it, it's just gonna keep going.
it keep going, obviously,
Just gonna keep going.
because you don't know.
Right.
Subconscious. It's
You're just in
automatic.
it.
Yeah,
It's
automatic.
like I mean, I'm able to like write and like separate from ego from whatever self.
Yeah, but now you can't.
And I can, yes.
Before,
Wait, but
before when you were 15 and all that, I mean,
oh, definitely
all the
not.
insecurity
No,
comes in the ego.
it was just me.
And but the ego part, not you, like, as like, but still, but you're identifying with it. So you
Right.
identify yourself with this insecurity, which is connected to the ego, and those insecurities been programmed into you.
The big one, Frank.
I mean,
Yeah, I do.
Well, yeah. All right, good enough for today.
Perfect.
Yeah, because I want to keep it at